collective.
No.
Good evening, guys.
This
is number 4 for us. We are collective consciousness.
Yes.
And tonight we're going to discuss, we are discussing a podcast to do with Mr. Jay Shetty, one of our very favourites. Again, we're not talking to you because we don't know he's here yet. Gates haven't been opened. But we found there's a train. Yeah. Should we just wait for it to go past?
How loud is it?
Doesn't even sound.
It's very peaceful where we are, but we're obviously in a new setting again.
Oh, do you like
Thank
it?
you to the host for letting us use your space, because we are doing it wherever we can, whenever we meet up, because we both have lives and things on and things to do.
We do.
Yeah.
But we like to come in a different location. So this is cool. So let's get into it, shall we? I don't know why I keep looking at you. But anyway, I need to look at you. You are the person I am talking to.
Yeah, let's roll, buddy.
Let's roll. So we're going to discuss this evening a podcast that you actually shared to us, to be honest.
No, you did this. You shared this one.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Ooh, yes, because it came in at a really good time, I find. Yes. Sometimes when we listen to these podcasts, they're very relevant to our lives in the present.
We have things going on, and then you're like, I just want to see you right now, Bobby.
Yeah. Also for me, I know that this one here, and so this one's on purpose, Jay Shetty, and it's discussing on what we are not responsible for.
Mm.
And what we're not responsible for is how other people's feelings, for other people, how they feel about things, how they show up, how they perceive you. Now he goes through a few points on there, and there's about 4 of them, which the first one is other people's feelings. Mm. Do you want to listen to a little bit?
We can do if you want to. He has
such a
beautiful voice. He is pretty much one of our initial favourites from long ago. Love the way he speaks and the way he breaks things down. So let's listen to the first point.
Well, put it this way: the dude went decided he was going to be a monk for how long? 3 years. Yeah. Was it 3 years? Yeah. He pretty much just delved into being a monk.
Yeah.
From going from corporate to you know what?
Boom. Let's try something different.
We really flipped the coin on that one. But I think that was something that for him, before we go into that was all came from he went to an event with one of his friends, which at that time in his life he said he wasn't really interested in, because he was more like, just out having a few drinks, I think, uni and stuff like that. And then this guy was like, just come listen to this guy. It was a monk. Mm. And listening to him in his conversation in the event, it sparked something in him, and realised that, I'm really intrigued with their way of thinking and being. Mm. And I feel like I want to go follow that path. And he did. And now he's brought that all back, that knowledge, and now he's just surfing that wave of sharing it with the rest of the world, which I think is fucking pretty cool. So we'll listen to, is there anything that resonates right now?
No, let's listen.
Let's just have a little listen. No, it's because I find that, because we, I don't know how many you listen to in the week.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot, eh?
Well, it depends, because like you say, week for week, sometimes we're busy, we have a lot on our mind, or we've listened to one that we've just got to take in because it's so much.
Yeah.
So this week was only really this one, because like you say, it was relating to some stuff this week. Yes. And then the other one we found, which we will talk about as well, because that's a massive overall thing.
Yeah. I think for me it's just because I like to catch up and just refresh my mind, because I'm just like,
yeah, definitely.
In the week. But that's okay. Cool. Okay.
Not responsible for. Hey everyone, welcome back to On Purpose, the place you come to listen, learn and grow. I'm your host Jay Shetty, and today we're talking about the things you're not responsible for. I don't know about you, but I feel like we all carry and feel responsible for more than we can hold. Sometimes the weight feels so heavy we're trying to carry our parents' expectations, we're trying to carry the responsibilities that we have on a day-to-day basis, we're trying to carry people's emotions and feelings and pain. And it can often feel like it's just weighing so heavy. And at the end of trying to carry all of this, you just feel like falling and breaking down. I'm sure you felt the same way, where you feel like the weight you're carrying is getting heavier every single year. And the weight of people's expectations, opinions, obligations, whatever it may be, never ever stops. In fact, it just continues to grow and accelerate as time goes on. As you listen to this episode today, I want it to be free. I want you to feel lighter. I want you to feel liberated. As you listen to this
So he's going to
episode,
cover.
I want you to feel
He's going to.
like you can
Yeah, he's going to cover all of that.
think and have
Basically,
space
but
to create. Because what we don't realize is when we feel responsible for things that we don't need to be responsible for, we are blocked. Our creativity is blocked. Our passions are blocked. Our time is blocked. So much of our intuition is blocked.
yeah, because you constantly come
making
here
space
to
And you're wanting to grow, but you're like, oh, I wonder what they're going to say. I wonder what they're going to think.
First thing you're not
But you're too busy worrying.
responsible
You're
is
putting a
other
lot of your
people's
energy and
views.
time into somebody
You
else's
can
life,
respect them,
not
but
yours.
their emotional reactions aren't yours to carry or fix. You can be kind to people, but people will still feel hurt. You can be present with people.
So let's just kind of stop at that, because I
Yeah.
really feel like that kind of.
That was the trigger moment.
Yeah, for me, like I think I've said this before, is I wanted to define for me what nice and kind was.
Yes.
Because what is nice to you in your definition? What was
Yeah.
nice to you, say, a couple of years ago?
People pleasing.
Yeah.
People pleasing other people.
Why
And
would you
just-
do that? Why are you pleasing other people, though?
Because I want them to know that I'm nice.
Because
And
what does it mean?
kind.
What does it mean when you're being nice to that person?
I mean, it does make me feel good because you're being nice, but your breakdown was really good because it's more kindness than niceness, I feel.
Yeah, because like you hit them. Like I feel like that's a good. Like nice is your people pleasing. I'm being nice
But I'm not doing it
because I don't want to hurt you.
Mm.
I don't want to cause any friction.
Mm.
I also don't want you to think bad about me,
Yeah.
and I maybe don't want to lose you.
Mm.
And I can't speak up my truth because I don't have a voice.
Yeah.
So therefore, I won't be kind.
I'll keep being nice.
I'll just be nice. Yeah.
I'll keep doing what I'm sort of unhappy with as well. Like nice is like, I won't say no even though I want to as well. Another term sort of. Okay, so what's kind then? What's kindness?
Kindness, I feel like, is coming from a true essence of love within you. That when you speak, you're speaking from a truth that is not operating on a definition of how it's going to make me feel. If I like, in a way, if I say this, it doesn't worry me what the reaction is going to be.
Or I'm not
in a sense.
In yourself, or what their reaction is going to be to you.
Both.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned of how you're going to react, because I know what I'm saying is I'm speaking my truth, and I'm speaking up here out of the goodness of my heart.
Yeah.
And I'm also keeping it in my mind that I'm not worried about how you're going to take it, because it's not my responsibility on how you receive my message or what I'm saying to you. Because if it's not open to receiving that message, then again, that's something internally within you that you need to look at and ask yourself, okay, yes, there's obviously some truth, and of course you're going to be hurtful when people do speak the truth, but that's an opportunity for you to look at what it is, that they're bringing to your awareness. So to me, kindness is just speaking my truth and always coming from a loving place, and I never come from any place of I want something from you.
Or wanting it to be
If you
hurtful.
want me, if you want me to speak truthfully to you, you're asking me a question. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you.
Yeah.
I'll show you as it is.
Yeah.
If you decide you want to take it and sugarcoat it to make yourself feel better, then it's up to you.
Done that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I always, that's an open conversation between two people. Is if I always try and think now rather than let my mouth just go out from past experiences. is to just always make sure, okay, do I need to say something here, or do I just leave it? Because sometimes you can look at the situation or the person, just think, are they going to take it in the way? And again, we're not looking at that. We're not asking ourselves, are they going to take it the right way? But is it the right time for them to hear what they need to hear?
Yeah.
Because if it's not ready yet, then it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll just say something little and just leave the rest of it later on at another time, kind of thing. But
keep it short and sweet, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But kindness is just something I think I've been learning a lot of, to be more of.
It's a bit more natural than nice.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, I had that conversation with a friend, and I wanted to open up the floor about the feelings and stuff like that, because I know I didn't handle that very well, and it played on my mind a little bit. I'm wondering how they felt about it, but then I just was like, I'm in a different headspace now, and I'm looking at it in a different light. So having that conversation was really cool, because I also was asking them how they felt about it, what are they feeling about it now, and also expressing that I still stand in my truth and how I feel. That won't change. And it was like, when I walked away after having the conversation, I felt like there was no kind of ill feeling or feeling guilty of me speaking and what I said, because I know I said it, I spoke it just very, I think that person received it, it was in with love, not from any
trying
ill
to be
place.
better on that,
And it was really important for me to tune in to feel how I felt when I left, because I was like, I felt like I really handled that really good, and I felt much better about myself, and I still spoke my truth, but didn't sit anticipation wondering what the other person's going to feel, or are they going to take that? Should I have said that? I don't question those things.
Well, you try not to, because the ego's still going to try and play a game if it wants to sometimes.
But I think sometimes knowing when the time is kind of right, or the setting, or whatever it is. But I feel like when you feel like, okay, this is flowing, I'm going to go with this and see where it goes. And if it gets shut down or shut off, you're cool. It's not the right time then for you.
Yeah.
Again,
you're in a different headspace, so it's like, you're more open to say what you want freely, and just try not let the ego go, and just be like, no, I wasn't trying to be nasty or trying to be mean or anything. It was, like you say, just natural, loving, and that's how I feel. Yeah, can't help how others feel about what you're saying, which is really a massive thing, because I think how it came about for me was I was having a few issues at work, and I guess their way of being, I was looking at it as in I would handle it differently, and so I was trying to make them handle it how I wanted it to be handled.
So were you trying to control the outcome?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is, again, I had to go in and look at me and be like, okay, we're two different people for one. I can't make them be something, but I can't be upset about it, because that's who they are.
Because if for you to control that outcome, what is it doing for you?
Making me upset.
Yeah. But like if you're able to say, like, say for instance you had a magic wand and can control that person into behaving and changing their ways, what does it do for you in your space when somebody does something you want without thinking about, I have no control over them, but I'm controlling you? What does it do for you?
in the sense of it doesn't help me grow, because I'm meant to be learning a lesson here, which I did. I went inwards and looked at me for one, which after speaking to you about it was definitely how can I put this? It was like I'm still having to prove my worth to this person, and I shouldn't have to be doing that. Yeah. Again, it is a bit of a people-pleasing thing for me that I see keeps coming up and down, and I'm like, why am I doing that? Yes. So
beautiful.
Yeah. So those few points, and again, you can't change someone. You can't make them be who you want them to be. And again, those reactions that come back is them, not me. Yeah. Yeah. Because, so a few points in there. Yeah. Yeah. Because they're operating from their own program. Yeah. Their own beliefs, their own baggage, their own upbringing, whether they want to look at changing or whether they... It's unconsciously. Yeah. Yeah. We operate, I think there's the unconscious and the subconscious. Subconscious is where all your programming and your beliefs are, right? And then the unconscious ways of us behaving from that program that's set in us, but we're unaware of it. Yeah. So it's when we do the work. Yeah, that was a massive shift. Yeah, I was so tired. It's awareness coming through and the realization of it's not them. It's like a switch. It's like, oh my God, penny drops. Wow, yeah, it was one of those moments. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm so because again, sometimes these things have to play out at a certain time in our life, and sometimes twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times. Till we really get the lesson. Happening? Yeah. Why? Yeah. Oh, hold on, it's me. Hold on, I didn't want to look at it. Yeah. Hang on, let me just say these last song, put some other ones on. Oh my fucking God. God damn it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. And it's been much more pleasant for me, because I'm totally looking at it in a different light. Do you, because I know, we know life is not always fucking smooth sailing, right? There's going to be some hills and rocks and fucking caves and tunnels you're going to have to go into, but I feel like we've done a lot of that, the deep inner ones, but there will be still some little shakiness up top here. So what do you do? What would you do from here on, knowing that you've now had that kind of awaken within yourself with that behaviour within yourself towards that person kind of triggering that? What do you do now when you kind of enter into the same situation, because it's a workplace, right? Is there anything that you have, like a tool, or is there a mantra or something that kind of helps you to bring you back if you notice that, oh, she's poking the bear again? Well, I don't want to go away all my tracks. Is basically go inward. It's not about you. To me, I'm like, or like, do you use your breath or something? Like, it's in that really moment where she's there. For me, it's self-talk. Okay. It's because I'm at work. I can't, I can sort of go. But where I work, it might be, kids will be like, you're right. But it could be just something as subtle as just being aware of your breath and how it's just kind of naturally flowing through you. Yeah. Yeah. It's with this situation, it's different in meaning. When it's anxiety, it's breath for sure. In this specific, just this one, what are you doing? It is self-talk. Cool. So it's definitely self-talk, because it is going inward. It's being like, okay, why are you feeling upset? Women have hormones, periods, time of months, all of this sort of different stuff, and I've noticed that I do get triggered around them too, and I'm aware of it, but sometimes it is like, oh, it's really strong. So yeah, self-talk around whatever that is. What would you kind of say to yourself?
Just one thing that you would say in that moment.
Just come back to you. Let's go inward. You know, why are you being triggered right now? Or step away.
Perfect.
Walk away. Take a breath.
Yeah.
And just don't go in hot-headed. Don't go in. Just really.
No, that's perfect. Like that's something that anyone can do if you're in a work. Because I remember one time I was in my job delivering something, and I noticed this lady was sitting in a corner behind this row of empty pallets. And I was like, "Oh, is she waiting for someone?" I was like, "Okay." So I just kind of kept her in my field of noticing that. And then I said to the forklift driver, I was like, "Hey, do you know that lady over here?" "Oh, that's so and so. She's from the office." "Oh, is she all right?" I was like, wanted to check on her, and he goes, "Oh, she's probably just taking a breather." And it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and she was taking a breather.
Wow.
When I found out later, because one of the other girls was like, "Oh yeah, no, she's just taking a breather from work," and just
wow.
I was like, right, and fair enough, I was there for probably about 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and she was out there for quite a while, so I was kind of like, she just sitting there, you know. But yeah, she was obviously something had happened to her in the work office, and for her to just go outside, decompress herself and take a breath, because again, that's you taking control of the situation and removing yourself something or someone that is disrupting you.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Because again, you can't control what they're saying or what they're doing and how they're behaving, but something's triggering you, so therefore just remove yourself, sit with it, decompress it, and figure it out later.
And
but
that
it
comes
definitely
back
just
to, like you say, feel the emotion in that moment if you can, because
if you
then
can.
it's like, we'll sit it down here. Oh, there's another one. Oh shit, that's coming up. Nah. And then later you.
Well, yeah, because I was on my way here, I was thinking to myself, it's like when obviously we all came down here, we don't have the memory of how to figure shit out, right? So the journey is to go back to remembering, because we've forgotten, okay? And I was thinking to myself, it's like we've got these doors in our body, well, not doors, I should say, the emotions that we've left. I'm not trying.
Doors is fine.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to get a flow.
Oh, right.
So it's like you have an experience and there's an emotion that comes up. You don't know how to deal with it. You don't know how to regulate it, whatever. So therefore, and especially when it's a hard, difficult, it's grief, it's anger, it's sadness, it's all those ones that we do mostly avoid, and that just gets lodged in the body. And for me, I was looking at it as it just gets put into a room, the door just shuts, and you just leave it there. And it just stays there and stored until you're ready to deal with it. But in the meantime, while it's storing in your body, I don't want to go too far into this, it's then kind of creating
festering.
Well, yeah, and then it's causing a dis-ease in your body. But anyway, I was looking at the doors and thinking, yeah, those emotions are sitting there waiting for you to open that like door. It's when you get these triggers from people that are having these. It's an opportunity for you to delve in, to then look, okay, there's something here. I'm feeling what, and what is it? And then you go into it, and then you're opening that door. You're revealing what it is that needs to come out, and that's where that awakening comes up.
And it can let out not just the one, it can let out all of one.
Yeah, that one, yes, that one can open up a whole lot of them.
Not just that, can open the whole fucking door, and it's
yeah, because they're all
intertwined
together. So, I was
very true.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but that kind of just came to my mind as
I was beautiful.
as I was driving here. But
what was the next topic on?
So that's about feelings.
Now this podcast is only about half an hour, but he covers so much in it that it's like it's a real good one, because it's an overall. It's got 4 points. So what was the next point?
Next point is, but just before I go on that, I had something in my head is the only control we have in a situation is how we respond. So it's our responsibility, and how it's another word I think I found that someone broke it up. It's responsibility. If you look at it in 2 words, it's your ability to respond to the situation and to this person. So it's your responsibility how you respond to it. Yeah, and that's where you kind of,
come inward. Try not blow up.
Go inside and figure out what's going on in there.
Walk
what
away,
doors?
Don't respond in anger.
What doors like shaking to want to fucking open? But we do it with love, compassion. We nurture ourselves in those moments, because that's the most important thing to do in that, is not beat yourself up, not put more and more fucking guilt and shame. Oh my God, I can go down that road, but we won't.
Because sometimes we can blow up, but as long as we take responsibility for that, I guess, and it's a human experience, right? We're going to make mistakes.
Totally.
Like sometimes I blow up at my kids, and I'll go in and I'll be like, I'm really sorry about that, but I'm this or that, I was tired, whatever, I didn't stop when I should have, whatever the case is,
Yeah.
But,
and I feel like these, listening to these podcasts, as well as, doing work on ourselves, that really does unlock that awareness. It starts you to, for you to really...
Yeah, because you keep practicing it, and then you're like, oh, yeah. Because something's always coming up, like you say. I mean, there's going to be things that always are like, but you handle them better, and they don't last as long.
Yeah.
I guess that's where the work is seen, because stuff is still going to come up. You're still going to make mistakes. You're still going to maybe blow up sometimes, or whatever it is, grief, sadness, all of that is there. There's still a wave to ride, but it may just not be as long.
Yeah, a short one.
Yeah, just handle.
Yeah, well,
within.
You're not falling off the board all the time, are you?
Yeah.
It's happened that way,
We can learn.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. It's all about learning. So the next one is how people perceive you.
You're not helping someone if they're dependent on you to feel good. Yeah. If someone's dependent on you to feel good...
Have you ever, because it's not quite there yet, but have you ever felt, because you have to try and skip it unless you want to just elaborate.
We don't have to listen to it. I was just
oh, okay.
Up to you. Because we've written it down. Got some notes.
Have you ever felt in any of your relationships or a friendship where you're dependent on that person to make you feel good?
Yes.
What was that in?
Many situations.
Cool. Because what do you think the expectation is within you?
You try and use them to either make you happy or pull you out of something, or you're blocking something, saying like, oh, can you just make me happy right now? I'm feeling shit, or I'm feeling sad. For example, my kids, sometimes I'll be in a bad mood or something, and I'll be like, oh, let's go out and fucking get something to eat, lift it up a bit, and it might not happen, and then I'll get upset more because it's like I've tried to, use someone to help me to lift me up, when really I'm probably needing to go inward and sit with it. That's a small example.
Yeah.
How about you?
Probably in all my relationships, I'd say. My intimate relationships. I think in friendships I was more me wanting to make them happy, but I feel in my relationships more of I need you to love me. Can you give that to me?
What?
Can you give me love?
What wound did that come from for you? What have you've worked on that? So where does that initiate from for you?
Childhood. Again, I understand it now, but it's again feeling abandoned, neglected, not feeling wanted, not feeling like I'm. Again, it's again, I think I've created those thoughts and those feelings based on one situation. Well, I wouldn't say one situation, but kind of a broader things happening during my childhood life. But just not having a parent who's emotionally available.
So
because her emotions were, one, she didn't have it for herself, but is also going through other things over here from her past, and also, you know, losing 2 children is a kind of tough one. So you've got a younger one here that's needing you, but yeah, I can't because I'm dealing with my own stuff here right now, so I can't attend to you.
So with doing that, the work or working on yourself, you've realised that in your relationships, you've looked for someone to love you because you haven't loved yourself.
Because it wasn't given to me when I was growing up as well. I was given to me as a child, but there was a certain time in my life, where that all changed, and then things were different after that in our family, and I understand that now, but as a child I didn't quite understand that. But when I would get myself into intimate relationships, it was attracted to what was mirroring what I had when I was growing up. Unavailable. And also a need to want to fix them when really I needed to fix myself. You know, trying to rescue other people. But how that relates to
pleasing other people.
Pleasing other is this one what we're talking about now is about how people perceive you. But that I just that's another story.
You can go on to the next one.
So how people perceive you. I think we went through that one, didn't we? I think they covered it
a little bit,
the next one is fixing people's problems.
That's funny.
They all really link together in so many ways, but we can definitely we can elaborate on that and relate to it, because I know if I go into that relationships is I kind of attracted men that I felt I could rescue and fix. Let me fix you so that you will fit in, and then I will feel better about myself because I'm fixing you, and then we're going to be okay.
We'll match. We're good.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on over here with myself, but I know there's shit here for you, and I'm going to try and fix you.
Because I'm going to avoid my shit. Because I'm not good.
I don't even know. I don't have a problem. It's you that's got the problem. You know, and of course the men that I did choose had stories. Not going to lie, I'm not going to bag them in bad pictures, because I've learnt so much from them. And when I say I didn't have a shitload.
You don't need to tell everybody.
But it's like those people, those men brought so much into my life, and they've taught me so much about myself.
But also not looking at them in a bad light. Like they had their stuff, whether they were going to work on it or not. Again, you can't make them do it.
No. But I've always looked at it now as they came into my life for a reason, and all those reasons I have learnt those lessons, and I've gained so much more insight about myself, so much knowledge and so much wisdom from it. And I would not change that for that. But I would always go into fixing. I've dated an addict. I've dated someone who was, affiliated with gangs. I've had someone who was also violent. So they all brought something different to the table, but it was all pretty much the same behavior, but just all very different clothing for me. But it was just, again, it was the same pattern reminding me, what the fuck are you doing? Do you know
Until one day the penny dropped.
Well, it took a lot, because even though I will say, when I think back in those relationships in the beginning of them, I always had something or someone And as the saying would go is, oh, there's that red flag and those signals going off. Don't go there. And I remember one clearly.
But what did you do?
I was curious because I was like, yeah, you're a badass, and I like that. And I don't know why, but I'm curious about it. And you got the other part of you, this little saint or whatever, the good part, the soul is saying, don't go there.
No, don't.
Don't go there, there's trouble. Yeah, I know, but anyway.
Yeah,
I'm going. Do you know what I mean? Again,
I got
that's for me.
to learn down this track.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
When I look at it now, I was thinking to myself, well, excuse me, you opt into this. So therefore, we agreed upon it, and I'm going to do it, okay? Yeah. So I think it's still, it's part of the journey that you have to, I feel like it's not a necessity. I was thinking to myself, is it a necessity for us to go through what we had gone through? But it's not a must, but it's part of the journey for you to go through from the forgotten to the remembering. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So I think that was just like, there's many times where I had to,
and we shouldn't be ignoring those, right? We shouldn't also be ignoring those because, again, with learning what we're learning, you should be listening to the self, the gut feeling, the soul is talking to you going, really don't. Like, you probably didn't need to learn it, but also learning it's okay too because it brings you back to the remembering. Yep. But really we need to be following and listening to our body and our souls going.
They're very subtle sometimes. They're very subtle. And they're just like little small nudges. Or just like, hey.
Come on.
Or it's
fucking
you're like, okay, I hear you. What?
Whoa. I'm getting lots of feelings right now. Yeah.
And I've had one of those moments of where she was screaming, and and I think I've told you this before, the picture of when I looked down at myself inside here, she was just up at me going. Yeah. But the scream was silent, but it was just the feeling of it was just, okay, I'm doing it. Just give me some time. It's not easy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's a hurdle, all right.
But I think if we're going to, I think it's like you say, it is really important to, if you feel anything that doesn't seem right, and you get that kind of uneasiness. They even say butterflies.
It could be anything.
They even say butterflies. Yeah. Have you heard that? Butterflies aren't actually a good thing. I'm like, oh, what?
Well, it could be and could not be, but butterflies, tingles, pins and needles, goosebumps.
In your body,
warm air, any of that sort of stuff can be a sign of good or bad because it's what you feel with it. Again, it's all feeling, all feeling. Like, is this a good track? Oh, butterflies. Oh, it might be exciting, but is it right?
Yeah.
Like that.
They kind of say it's like a warning. Another thing is, when you feel butterflies, no, that's a warning to say that something's not right. And I'm like, wow, we've been told differently.
Like butterflies.
Yeah. Ooh.
Get it.
But
let's get it.
Can you? Is there anything else you want to say?
I think those were the four.
Have you tried to fix anyone else's problems? Like, I know my relationships, but I know I can speak on behalf of me and our friendship. I know I've been wanting to, in the past, through your journey, is help you through that, but try and fix it and try and take, it's like you want to take their pain away. But it's also, when you do it, there is this kind of like an addiction within yourself that it makes you feel good about you.
I
feel good. And there's I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but again, that's just is the intention of not to do it because of that factor, but more because I really want to help this person. But when I've listened to a few other podcasts with Mel, and somebody else said to me, when you help somebody through their journey, but you're trying to fix it and solve the problem from them, you're actually taking the lesson and the learning away from them.
Yeah, I did hear that.
And I thought to myself, fuck, that really I sat with that, and I was just like, that is so true. Because I'm robbing you
of learning it.
Of learning your shit. And
even
I just
though
thought
it's hard. You've been there, basically walked in those shoes going, oh, I know this isn't going to look pretty, but But
don't go down that road, okay? Fucking stay off it.
stay here.
Yeah.
It's fine. You'll be fine.
But then I would get super, and I know I've gotten really angry because they're not fucking listening to me. But I'm trying to, I'm trying to control it, but I'm trying to get you to avoid
the pain,
what I see down there.
The pain, or the discomfort, or the learning that's like, shit, told you so, which isn't nice either.
No.
Even though you've sort of told you so. But we look at it in the light of, you were meant to do that. You were meant to learn whatever it was down there for you.
And I've looked, I think I've also looked at it and thought, you've got to think back now, when you were down this road, how many repetitive times did you have to go through it in order to really to sink in and to really, something needs to change here.
And this is why also I sent you that Instagram clip, even though you know this already. Because sometimes it takes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of the same fucking thing. But thank goodness you still listen to it 500 million times. Because it is repetitive. But still just having the support of that person, being there, but not trying to solve it like you're saying, because it's obviously, it'll light bulb for them eventually.
Yeah.
And just having that friend that just sticks in and is just like there, and it's like, I know, I feel you, I'm with you, and I get it, but you'll see the light eventually.
And it's also me realizing that it's your reality right now, but it doesn't mean it's going to be forever. Yeah. And whatever you need to learn in this reality is for you. I'm just going to be here and be your navigator, be your guide, just be your listener. That's it.
Whatever you need.
Hold you in your space. Yeah. Because again, that's learning for me to really kind of look at myself and realize that I'm not here. It's like any healer or any person who's in a modality, is that they're not there to heal you. I'm not trying to heal you anymore. I'm not trying to fix people's problems or give you a solution. No, I'm trying to help you see what's in front of you.
Bring you back to them. Bring you back to yourself.
They're
going to try and take you back to yourself.
Let's go back to Specsavers, because those glasses you got are no good. Okay, we need to get them changed and re-looked at. And
go in, have a scoop, and open up some doors.
Again, not really like it's when you come to a space within yourself, which I feel like we are now, where we're now more curious about ourselves when things do come to life and arise. It's that question of like when you go, you go swimming in the deep blue ocean and you see this cave. Oh fuck, what's in there? I want to go. I'm going to go for a swim in there. I want to know what's in there. You might have to go quite deep, but you never know what's on the other side.
Ooh,
so it's about going.
I might come out the other side. You just got to do it and try. But that's pushing past the fear. Right? Because it's all just fears that are like, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Rather
than looking at the fear of you trying to predict of what's going to happen, because you have no idea, but looking at it in a different way of thinking, I'm fearful, but I'm excited of what's on the other side, because I think you do know that on the other side there is this beautiful
light.
You just have to go through this tunnel, down underneath, come out through that fucking water hole, and then go down again, and oh shit, there we are. There's a lot of digging we have to do.
Or short.
There's a lot of digging sometimes you have to do to get to the other side of yourself. And when we like with this new saying that we're saying right now of the forgotten to now remembering, is because it's bringing you back to remember who the fuck you are. Who you truly are on the inside. Without all the clothing, without all the masks that are there, it's what's truly within yourself. What is it?
And the acceptance of things just being as they are, how they are in the present.
Be okay with that. Be okay with that.
Which
it is what it is.
Interesting.
It has to be here for a reason. Cool. What do I need to learn?
That one is.
Let me be curious about it.
Very interesting. That one. Which is good.
It is, I like that one.
What else did we have?
The last one was, you are not responsible to living up to others' expectations. not our responsibility if someone has an expectation of us. Say, for instance, your mum and dad want you to go and study, which is what he kind of brought up, is that he I think his parents wanted him to go and study something else.
Yeah.
But he wanted to go and study design and art and all that kind of stuff. And he said that there was an expectation of his mum, is that she noticed that when she'd go to his friend's house, the mother's house, that they would have photos of him in his graduation. He didn't go to his graduation to accept a certificate. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't need to. Whatever choice was that for him, but his mother's expectation was, I didn't get to receive. I don't receive that photo of you, and that's an expectation. And it was, he kind of really looked at that and thought, yeah, I mean, he could have turned around and said, oh, okay, well, I'll go and dress up and do that for you, and just to please you, you know, so you are happy. But then there'll be always something else. Yeah. Oh, well, you didn't do that. There, can you? Yeah. And so you're constantly, having to live up to someone else's wants and needs.
Feels right for you in that
for
moment.
them, but you're doing it for them.
Yeah. So you're making yourself be nice, not kind.
Yeah. But he chose to be kind because he didn't feel like the need. I mean, it was fair enough that his mother expressed that, and that's cool. He allowed that, but it wasn't like he's going to turn around and say, well, okay, I'll go now and get dressed up and have that photo for you and you'll be happy. Yeah. Again, it's not our responsibility to make people happy. Yeah. Because the more you keep filling up someone else's cup, the more yours is going to be completely dry. Dry.
And they need to learn to fill theirs up too. Yeah. Themselves.
Is there some part in your life where you felt you've kind of had to live up to someone else's expectations?
Being a mother, the whole family, carrying everybody. Massive. Yeah. Everyone else has to be happy. I was dead bone dry last. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. I was empty all the time, although I was still happy. But I felt like I had to.
Was it a happy? Like, I don't mean to question it, but was it a happy or just I'm gonna push myself to be happy?
I was happy because, again, it's a people pleasing thing, which I know now is sort of unhealthy in a sense. But I was trying to please everyone else to make sure they were happy. So then I was happy. So again, it could be probably the second one on that list. I'm doing that to please them, but also to make me happy, so everyone's happy.
Because because I think
so they all sort of lead into
that came up in your human design.
Yes, it did.
There's this kind of the way that you will cultivate this. The situation will be there, but if things aren't going to be aren't kind of in a happy atmosphere, you will kind of
try and
bring that into the picture to make everybody happy, so that they're on your alignment and that I'm happy as well. Because y'all bringing me down. Okay, you need to be up here, so therefore I'm going to push you guys to not push yourself, but bring the happiness in it. For the purpose of for me being, not in a negative way, but for me to be happy, you need to be happy.
Well, for me to keep my vibe. Let's come up here, guys.
I need to bring you up here to my vibe, so that everybody's in a vibe.
Definitely. So learning that is tough, because that is definitely letting go of the people pleasing, the saying no, which are all my.
Do you think you still do that today?
Yes.
Where? I'm intrigued. I mean, talk to me.
You sometimes?
How does that even work? No, but how? Explain it in a situation.
Okay.
Give me an example.
Okay. So we talk a lot, and sometimes I'll go over that one that we spoke about.
Okay, tell me, because there's
many.
Well, not many, but it's just okay, trigger my mind.
Bring one to light.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot, and obviously both busy, you know, you're working and stuff in the day, and we try to catch each other sometimes, and then I'll ring you and it might not be the right time, and I get like, it's a bit short or whatever it is. And so I'll be like, oh, okay, cool, if you're busy, I'll ring you back. And he'll be like, nah, cool, like, we'll keep chatting. But the tension is, you know, not quite, it's, you know, like either you're busy or something. And I
something else is going on.
It's nothing personal. But we sort of carry on the conversation, and I try and end it nicely, but I don't, when I should be like, I feel like you're busy right now, you know, let's do this another time, but I'm still hanging on.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, you sound shitty, whether it's me or not, whatever, like, we'll chat later. I'm gone. But I will it will string on, and then it will be like, a bit of tension. We always talk about it later. But I'm people pleasing by going, I just feel bad to be like, oh, you know, you sound shitty right now, I'm gonna go. Like, I'm still
to say something.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm gonna hurt you or whatever, and I know that we don't, you know, again, we're both working on that.
But see how that works both ways?
Yeah.
Because I'm not taking responsibility for myself in my moment of that I'm not really in the right mood or the right frame of mind to actually talk to you, but I'm gonna be a real cunt. I'm gonna. Can we just like censor that out?
This is when we get real natural.
Get this one. So that was carrot. I get real, and I'm little sitting in my whatever moment and angry, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to talk right now. But again, I'm pleasing you. Yeah. Because I'm answering your phone call.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's definitely getting a lot better on both parts, because
we talk about
I think to myself, if you are not in the right mood, it is not right for you to then go and be behaving in that way to that person and giving them that energy. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, you just text.
And
send a message.
We have a code word if it's really important, don't we?
So, we do have a code word. What's our code, Bob?
8 minutes. Ooh, and I think that came from Mel Robbins. Or was it Tony Robbins?
No.
It was someone, I remember. It was off a podcast.
Was off a podcast.
Yeah. But they said if they needed...
I think it was a guy, actually. It was a podcast we were listening to about friendships and stuff, and this guy was like, we send a code to each other, and it was like, it was 11 minutes. Have you got 11 minutes? One of the boys that we...
Yeah. But it was...
Lewis.
Yes. He'll be coming.
What's his name?
Lewis Howes.
Oosh.
Yeah, he'll be coming back.
Yeah.
So it was...
And we started using it.
Yeah, we did.
We still do.
So if we really need you right then and there... need 8 minutes.
We text each other and just say, do you have 8 minutes?
Yeah.
And it's about just being patient in that moment, because they may not respond to you in that moment, but that's just the Batman sign.
Need some help.
I need
working
help
through
right
something.
now.
Yeah.
Help me.
Boom. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that is so cool. Like, I love that we have that, and this is where these podcasts, these mini free courses, they don't cost $12,000 to listen to. Just say. How much education we get out of this? Like, seriously, to who? You know, but we do laugh about other shit. This is not. We don't just always listen. Well, again, I do listen to podcasts all day because I love learning. Like, I'm coming up into my 50s, and I've never been so engrossed into what I've learned so much about life. You know, it's like I'm a baby getting awakened, and it's like, oh yeah, let's just suck all that in.
I feel good.
So I want to acknowledge that comes from my part as well.
That's
I'm ringing you.
But it's great because...
just not answer the phone call.
Yeah, like, and we both...
Sorry, Bob.
Yeah,
I'm a bit
we know each other.
I'm not sharing that with you.
So, wow.
Giving that to myself. I'm doing me.
We know that so well, honestly. I'll get a call probably like sometimes, 5 minutes later.
Oh, totally. Would
Sorry,
you not?
Bub.
Always.
All good, Bub.
Yeah.
All good. But I should have said, no, don't worry. But I know it's like the feeling, it. But again, we're human. Sometimes we can't help it. It is what it is.
I know in that moment when I've hung up the phone, wow, you are sad bitch. Make that amends in that moment right there, right now. Don't you leave that for another day or another night or another week. Because you're holding on to that guilt.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally sorry for being a bitch right now. Okay, my bad.
Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Bye. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, bye, Felicia.
Oh.
So yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That
we're living and learning as well.
Yeah, but again, it's human experience, Bob. You know what I mean? And the more we kind of just keep that in our the more we keep that in our mind is that we are just humans. We're soul humans to come here and learn about life. Because I was thinking to myself also on the way here, if we probably a couple of days ago, if we all came to Earth within freedom and peace and harmony and nothing to learn, as the same, think the same, do the same thing. I'm just like, oh, this would be a boring
Nothing
Earth.
to learn.
I'm like, nah, can I opt down on board here?
Let's go.
Yeah, is there somewhere else I can go and learn some shit? When I've learned, then I'll come here.
Yeah.
To retire.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But right now, I'm just not, I'm in the mood to kind of fuck shit up.
Yeah, float around.
Within myself.
Float around, yeah.
You know, so I just think it's, like they say, this place is just a fascinating place to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting.
There was, that's our last.
That was the last one, yeah.
That was our last one. Is there anything else you want to kind of...
So we can put that, we will put the name of the podcast and Jay Shetty's...
Somewhere in amongst our conversation.
Yeah.
We don't want to say in the beginning, though, because, you know, we're learning how to kind of be...
We're just being.
Yeah.
We're just being.
We're just being.
What it comes out of. We forgot our name before.
No, we don't have a whole fucking, podcast crew around here. Apart from Rupert. Yeah.
Oh, Rupert's our made up guy.
Yeah, Rupert's around here
Yeah,
somewhere.
Rupert.
He's having a cup of tea. Yeah. And some of my banana cake.
Rupert 1, Rupert 2.
So we're trying to figure out how to put all this up, but we're getting a lot better at it. So it is pretty simple and easy. Our intentions are pure.
Yeah. We're just being us.
We're just being us. And I know that, that was another thing I was thinking to myself when when you go to look for a job, or especially when it comes around mental health and stuff like that, and being a support work person for somebody, and you go for the interview, or they want to know your experiences and what is your qualifications?
Where's your papers, please?
Where's your diploma? Where's your degree? You know what? I was qualified before I came here. Big time.
Yeah.
That's how I look at myself. I was qualified before I came here. I don't need no degree. I don't need no certificates or diplomas to tell me what the fuck I know.
Just living life.
Yes, I've gone and learned a few things for myself, which have helped me, and now I want to share that to the rest of humanity. And that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I know that we are on a real collective consciousness path. Because this whole forgetting of ourselves to coming back to awakening and remembering ourselves is returning to pure consciousness, which is what we are. Because the soul and the consciousness are one, but they both need each other to be here today in this body.
In the body. Yeah.
Anything you want to say to close it up with, Bob?
No, not really.
Okay. This is my little book. It's my Bible, actually. And I was actually thinking of that. I might actually start reading the Bible just to educate myself and see if I can, well, not educate myself, but just to look at the Bible and how it's, my dad used to read it.
Laid out.
Now, I've never read it. Never ever, actually, I think I've read maybe the first page. So here's God said that to be like.
Had it to the list, Bob.
Yeah. I know, from my books.
Got a lot of books.
So many books, I need to be cloned to be reading them all. There was something in here that I saw on a podcast that I wrote down.
You get some highlighters for that.
I know, right? It's where's the beginning to the end? It's got...
There'll be more podcasts that can come up in the next one.
There was a question, and it was like, it was just something that really kind of something. I don't know if it's relative to this or not, but it's like reality is not just something to witness, but something to create. So, you know, I think there's another podcast I was listening to is that, you know, the future is nothing is ever concreted. Okay, in our path.
Change it with thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, you're this tree with just so many branches coming off you. And to pick on which path you decide you want to go on is going to change the course of your future and your reality. I feel.
Yeah, definitely. And you can change that whenever you want. Yeah,
we're going to bend reality.
Yeah. That's another whole podcast.
We're going to bend it, y'all.
Not sure how deep that one is. Deep.
As deep. Real deep. But we won't, because I'm still kind of getting my head around it. But I'm just going to close it on that. Yeah. And that's going to mean...
What was that? I'm just like, what is that?
Because at work we all do like...
That's fun.
Yeah.
But that was like...
I have no idea what the fuck. Because I'm in the truck and when we see each other we go, hey, yo, what's up, you know?
Hey, it could be a new thing. Fist bump.
Yeah, it could be. Let's make a handshake. I can see my son just going, no, don't do that.
What the hell?
No, go on, give us a handshake then, son.
Okay, we'll wrap it up.
Thank you so much,
to
guys.
see you guys again. Oh,
for
wow, an hour.
Tuning in.
It does just fly, doesn't it?
Thank you again for tuning in with another episode of Collective Consciousness. I nearly forgot our name. And we're going to have another part 2 for another conversation. Yeah. Coming up. Might even do another one tonight. We'll see how we go. But yeah, that was awesome. Loved it. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.